180!
See, it'd be interesting to see how Dave copes with the slow play.
First leg, Brendan to throw first.
He isn't deliberately
Game
a slow player, it's just what he does. He just takes his time. And it'll be interesting because Dave's one of these young men that like to get to the hockey rather quickish.
$100.
Yeah, Brendan has been playing some good darts of late. In fact, the last couple of years, he's seen steady improvement, moving on up through the rankings.
100.
He's up to world number 19 at the moment, the 40-year-old. Nearly got his first PDC ranking tournament under his belt. He was 3-0 up on Adrian Lewis in a final in Ireland before going on to lose 6-4. Been a quarter-finalist on the Euro Tour a couple of times.
60.
It is incredible how he always does well, not only at the Grand Prix. The weekend before that, we have 2 tour events in the same complex of City West, over just outside Dublin. And he always does well in them as well.
125.
It's just crazy. You know, you walk into a venue and you always like the venue, so you're always in a better mood and a comfortable and a better place. But Brendan just plays well there all the time.
I think there's one where Pie Man, it's around his birthday, and he always goes to Benidorm, and he always seems to do well in that one. He won it a couple of years running. Players do have their favourites, places they feel comfortable, places they feel happy, and I suppose it's the memories. If you remember what it's like playing great on that stage.
Yep, you're
95.
exactly right. I think Phil Taylor hasn't got a favourite place. Not a favourite place. He's got
They're
about
all his
20.
favourite, yeah.
$60.
Obviously saw it with Adrian Lewis, 2-time world champion. Hadn't won anything else at one point before he added that European Championship crown as Pallett.
135.
Comes down and sets it up. And this for a potential 14-darter against the Dolan throw. The first leg, although that...
David, you require 46.
Well, what way's he going to go, Dan?
Oh, well, you take your pick. Take your pick. Well, it's relatively straightforward. 14 double 16.
14. Brendan, you require 82.
Didn't prove as straightforward in actually taking it out. And Brendan Dolan, decent visit last time up, gives him a chance here.
Yeah, this is not a guy that you want to give too many chances to when you're in front. 17 now for double top. And this is what makes Brendan Dolan a tough cookie to crack.
Game charge in the first leg.
That is exactly why he is a tough cookie to crack.
First.
Because he does that time and time again.
60.
And you have to say, very early, but Dave Pallett would have taken out that shot against Dave Chisnall the way he was playing.
But it was only with throw. So Pallett hasn't got to panic.
59.
Just got to play his own game, get that scoring power going that he had against Dave Chisnall. Get the first dart up, that's perfect. He was doing that a lot yesterday, the first dart in a great place.
135.
It's got a good action as well, you know, it's just real good, solid action. One that'll probably stand up under pressure as he progresses in the professional darts.
100.
Yeah, the young man from Newport in Shropshire, 23 years old. And in that treble bed again, and again.
140.
Yeah, with this sort of talent, and you know, there's other players coming through. If it's nurtured in the right way, you know, someone gets hold of him and keeps him down the right, the M1 as I call it, instead of coming off in the A1. He's got a good future. Good future.
Yeah, just starting out in his darting career. If he
135.
did have a run here, like, say, Jamie Lewis did, and Gibraltar made it all the way to the final. And if he made the final, that'd be 10 grand in his pocket. That's more than he's earned in his entire career in darts so far. He has appeared at the Euro Tour before. He went out in the first round, lost to Kevin Painter in Dusseldorf.
100. David, you require 123.
Well, he's got to go the treble 19 here. He's got to go the bullseye route. It's the only way. Now the treble 18 gives him the ball. He isn't going to do that. Stay on the treble 18.
91.
Well, it's left him
Brendan,
that double
you require
16 again.
107.
But Brendan Dolan took out the 82 in the previous leg. The 107, obviously, a lot harder. But as I said, on the 82, this is where this guy earns his money. Well, the big 7 is the best way to go with the first dart. And then the double top.
87. David, you require 32.
Well, it could well have proved to be effective.
You
And Dave
charge
Pallett
in the second leg.
hits that
David
double
Pallett.
16. He didn't manage to do it in the first leg.
Third leg, Brendan to throw
One apiece
first.
now.
Game on.
Both players have had chances on each other's throat. There's not much between them in this match so far.
The averages,
100.
Pallett's first 9 average is very good. And his overall average is not bad at all, but still at 1 leg apiece.
85.
Not as consistent on that treble 20 as he was against Chisnell.
Right, but he is outscoring Dolan in the early stages. Very high dart from Brendan Dolan there. Something in the middle you want, Brendan.
97.
Well, sack it off and come down for the 19s.
Well, there's the side view of David Pallett's darts as they're going in.
60.
Normally, you find treble 20s from that angle. It's the first time that it hasn't found them. But Brendan Dolan has.
$140.
Brandon liked that one. A little bit of a swagger as he strode up to the board there. He knows he's in charge of this leg.
60. Brendan, you require 164.
Well, he's got command in this leg as Brendan. Doesn't have to do really anything exceptional to get down to that double first.
94.
Nothing short of a maximum is going to really help out Dave Pallett in this leg.
I think this might be one to write off for Dave Pallett.
70.
Brendan Dolan looking at 70. Treble 18 or treble 10. Looks like he's going 18s. Well, he certainly didn't want that. Well, no pressure from Pallett, so
30.
Brendan can just sit back and come back for double top. Maybe a little bit of pressure here. It's a decent first dart. Couldn't follow it. Well, 130 off.
130. Brendan, you require 40.
And Brendan Dolan to re-establish a 1-leg lead. Double toppy ones. And double top he
in
gets.
the third leg, Brendan Dolan. Fourth leg, David to throw first.
Yeah, I don't know if the pace of the game is not really suiting Dave.
60.
Maybe getting a bit anxious to get that hockey a little bit quicker.
Fantastic opportunities. David Pallett and Brendan Dolan here
54.
to make it through to the evening's action, the quarters, semis and finals. Once you're there in the evening, anything can happen. You know, you're playing quick-fire games. If you just hit a richer vein of form, it's all going well for you. You could go all the way. Brendan and David, of course, will be hoping to do that. Jarkko Kumula could find himself in the World Championships on the basis of this weekend if he can beat James Wade. Mark Cox, similarly, he's looking to move up the rankings and get himself a place in Ali Pali.
45.
And that last game, Simon Whitlock getting that against Andy Hamilton. What a match-up that one is.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, certainly
56.
David Pallett is really struggling to find this treble 20 this afternoon. Had no problem against Dave Chisnell. If Dave Chisnell's watching this, he'll be thinking, you know, what's happening? Why couldn't he have done this to me?
100.
Just
Better
keeping
darts.
his nose in front.
Yeah, better darts from Pallett, but he's not really attacking Brendan. And Brendan will keep plugging away.
100.
Like Mickey Mansell did. Unlucky against Kim Huybrechts. A real good performance from Kim Huybrechts and Mickey Mansell. Great game, high scoring. We see again Dave Pallett having a problem with
60.
them darts coming in low.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity now for Brendan Dolan. Open up a two-leg lead if you can just set this up. Oh, easy off.
140. David, you require 170.
That would have been a showstopper, a 170.
120.
Two bullseyes.
Brendan, you require 62.
If he gets a chance, you think he'll go up and hit the balls? That'll be 3 balls on the trot.
It'd be amazing if he does do it. Brendan Dolan will hoping he doesn't get the opportunity though, because he's going to have 2 darts from double 16 for a 3-1 lead. He'll have to go next door for double 8. And there it is, Brendan Dolan.
Brendan Dolan.
Well, he's certainly a grind up, is the Irishman.
5th leg, Brendan to throw
Dave
first.
Pallett, I don't know what
Game
he's
on.
saying to Brendan, but David found it amusing.
Maybe he's looking forward for that 3rd bull on the trot.
60.
He's actually got a lot to do now, the young man, because Brendan, when he gets in front, he's very, like I said, he's a tough cookie to crack. Pallett, there's no question, has got the scoring
100.
power out of the 2 players, but he's not finding it. Do you know, if someone, my opponent's flight fell out or the dart bounced out, I would never ever pick it up for him.
Was this a psychological
No,
thing you wanted?
no, nothing at all.
You just
know.
didn't like him, Rod.
That's mainly what it was all about, yeah. I used to point to it, but no, because you bend down, you get a bit of a rush of blood, then when you stand up and you've got to throw, they're walking back and you know.
140.
Just like asserting your authority up there, Rod. Not bending down and picking it up for you.
There's always a method to the madness.
100.
Certainly, the mad part of this game is that David Pallett, nothing like he was against Dave Chisnell.
55.
Yeah, another day. Different player we've got here. But we have seen games completely turn around this weekend. Often on, one visit or one leg. And if Pallett can just suddenly click into gear and find the form that he did against Dave Chisnell when he knocked out
60.
the 2nd seed, and Brendan Dolan is going to be in a bit of trouble. As it is, the Northern Irishman's doing exactly what's necessary at the moment.
60.
Well, Pallett's making it real easy for Brendan to just, have a casual game of darts here and, and get through. David has got to step it up.
This is on the Dolan throw, and Pallett is down to a finish first. And that
42.
is a nightmare for Brendan Dolan. Because Pallett has got 6 darts from here.
60.
But that has happened the whole of the game at the moment. So many darts, and I mean, they're literally a quarter of an inch from being in that treble. But it's such a bad dart in as much as that it's blocking the treble. And he's trying to stay there and force the other darts through it, and it's not working.
137.
Brendan Dolan has stepped up
David,
and
you require
absolutely put
86.
himself back in the leg again. That's a better dart now. Double 16. Take this out cleanly.
Shot
That'll
on the
be
fifth
better.
leg.
You can
David
see a
Pallett.
little bit of relief on his face.
6th leg, David to throw first.
And
Game
because,
on.
a youngster sometimes, Dan, doesn't know how to get over a bit of frustration. Well, Brendan, like Mickey Mansell, they'll just rock up, keep playing that steady game.
68.
But the youngsters, that's what I say about the apprenticeship. You learn how to get over things in the middle of the match, and sometimes you never learn them until it actually happens to you time and time again.
David
97.
Pallett now, if he can hold his throw, we're all square at 3 apiece again. But it's pretty erratic stuff. It's one good visit, 2 bad
100.
ones. Managed just to slam a treble 20 in there for the ton. The last couple of legs have been breaks of throw. This sort of rhythm of the match and pattern continues.
100.
You wouldn't be surprised to see more.
He's trying to compensate now, and the first one's gone miles high, but at least he's got one treble out of it. It's far better having that dart up there than it is just below the treble, because Dave doesn't seem to switch to the 19s too often. Yeah, Brendan does.
$45.
And that's the perfect dart.
140.
When the first dart is right, it is so simple to follow it up. And he's given himself a big chance now to get it back on level terms.
Brendan Dolan looking for the first 180 of the match, and there it is.
3
in a row.
180. David, you require 93.
Well, the 18s. Now the bullseye.
55.
He pitched it high.
Brendan,
It was going to go in the double
79.
18. So now the 180 has given Brendan Dolan at least one dart at double top for a 2-leg lead. And now he's going to get 2 darts at double 11.
Just looking to come inside that one a little bit.
68.
Not that much.
David, you require 38.
Oh, double 19, he's splitting it for double 16 he wants. And double 8. Oh, just a little pause. Just making sure he had the right grip on the dart.
22. Brendan, you require 11.
And another 2 darts missed down there. He missed 2 darts at double 16 to take the first leg. So now Brendan, 3 for the double 4. And now Brendan's the one who steps back, just blows the end of his fingertips, drying them out a little bit.
Key moment in the game, this. 4-2 and a breaker throw at stake. He'd be thrown for 5-2 in the next leg, and he is. And Brendan Dolan hits back.
7th leg, Brendan.
3 consecutive breaks of throw. Topsy-turvy old game. But Brendan Dolan is a man in the ascendancy here. And what a way to start this on your own throw. He did this in the last leg, sticking 3 right alongside each other, and he's done it again. Second 180 for Brendan Dolan. Can David Pallett respond? He's
98.
a little bit unlucky perhaps with that second dart.
Yeah, it's a shame for Pallett. I don't keep saying the way he played against Dave Chisnell, absolutely brilliant. You know, you're thinking he's going to come out and do it again, and it
60.
just doesn't work at times. And like I said, you know, it's experience sometimes that can turn it around, but that's a perfect dart. And again, yesterday
90.
against Chisnell, he would have followed that first one with at least another one. But today, like you say, a different day.
He doesn't seem to have got many deflections in his favour today. A lot of the time it's bounced off and ended up in the 5 or just outside the treble bed. And is that partly to do with, you know, is that something that you'd look at your setup and say, well, maybe there's something different, or is it just not your day?
Sometimes it just ain't your
60.
day. You know, sometimes
Brendan,
you just got to
you require
walk away from the dartboard and go,
161.
that's one of those days, I'm not going to worry about it. You know, a bit like Chisnell in the final of the Grand Prix, really. You know, he'll never play that bad ever again. And you just have to try and wipe it out of your memory. There are certain things, if I start to get a deflection a lot, then I certainly would switch to open targets, like now, when he's actually switching now, and he's finding the treble 19s.
98.
Can you see a slight
Brendan,
deflection
you
there as it goes
require
into the 7 and
24.
misses out on the treble 19. But Brendan Dolan, fantastic visit last time. He's looking at a 13 dart leg now to go within 1 leg of the quarter-finals. Double 12 he wants, working his way back towards it. Quick look at David Pallett to see he's on
David, you require
155, which is a very big ask, but not impossible, and certainly not now.
Wants a ball.
130.
Oh, holding our
Brendan,
breath there to
24.
see if he had hit it. Preferred the ball to the double 19. I mean, we know he goes odd ways sometimes, Pallett, but
Yeah, I mean,
Team Shaw's
as
in the
Brendan
centre.
Dolan puts in the
Brendan
double
Dolan,
12 to go
David
5-2 up.
through first.
Again, you know, if you talk about percentages, the bullseye's only about a third the size of that.
140.
Well, probably only a quarter of the size of the double 19. You know, and you would say that the treble 19 is an easier treble to hit than the treble 15.
you're certainly practicing it more, aren't you?
Exactly. The switch is always to the 19.
And he hit it in a previous visit, I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, in the second dart.
58.
But it's, you know, as you're standing there and people go, oh, you know, you're saying things and he should go his own way. Yeah, but he missed it. Would he have missed double
56.
19? You don't know, but he's got a better chance hitting double 19 than the bullseye. I've had some nice argument with some players when you comment about the way they've gone and they pull you up on it.
140.
Sometimes there's no reason to their argument, to be quite honest.
Oh, look.
100.
155 finish on the bull and it goes in. You're an absolute hero.
Yep.
If it doesn't, be prepared to be 5-2 down to Brendan Dolan, because that's a position young Dave Pallett finds himself in.
I remember Peter Manley hit
98.
seven perfect trebles, and then that left him 90 for the 9 darter, and he went double top and missed the bullseye. And I asked him after, why'd you go
60.
that way? He said, because it looked great if I'd have hit the bullseye. I said, you didn't. It'd have been easier to go bullseye double top.
David, you require 145.
Oh, they are neck and neck in this one. 145 would be some way to win it for Brendan Dolan. 75 left now for Pallett. He's got
100.
2
He's
balls
done it.
again.
Brendan, you require
Fair play, lad.
145.
Yeah, the first bullseye was the right way. He was going for 25s on that. And then he was going for 25 to leave double top, guaranteeing himself 3 darts to the double, and it's just unfortunate. But he's hit the bullseyes.
88.
It's ironic that the previous
David,
leg he
you
wanted the
require
bullseye and
25.
didn't hit it.
And he can hit it.
9.
Oh, just missing
Brendan, you
outside
require
there. Couldn't
57.
quite see from the camera angle whether it had got in. But Brendan Dolan now has a chance. 2 darts, you would think, at double top for a 6-2 win and a place in the quarterfinals. There's the 17. Nice big open bed at the top of the board. That won't get in the way, but it's not any kind of
Hey,
marker. He
shot.
doesn't need it, and
And
Brendan
match
Dolan closes it
Brendan
out.
Dolan.
A 6-2 win. David Pallett's acquitted himself well this weekend. He's shown the whole crowd here the kind of stuff he can produce. But it's Northern Ireland's Brendan Dolan who's into the quarterfinals.